Glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called Riduzone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. It's Brad's work. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to Riduzone.com and try today. You're going to love it. Riduzone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
There's a new food show sheriff in town, Podna. Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live will feature celebrity chefs and pitmasters with celebrity mixologists with creative cocktail menus from distilleries statewide. We'll have farmers, ranchers, wildlife experts, fishermen, and more, all for the culinary world and the foodies. Live from the Spoony Studios on the iHeartRadio platform, Trey's Chowdown Podcast Live.
Hey, everybody, and here we are again for Trey's Chowdown Live on Friday. Culinary world and foodies, we're here to help you. And we're on Spoony. You can catch us on iHeartRadio as well. We got Patrick and Ron in there in the studio. And today we got Michael Mancuso from Mancuso's Italian Restaurante in the house with us. Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Glad to have me here. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, hell yeah. We're happy to have you here, buddy. We're going to talk about Italian food, family, friends. I've known Michael a long time now, over a decade now, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell us about Mancuso's. Y'all been out there for
32 years last month.
Yeah. I just saw you had an anniversary, right?
We did. We try to promote that a little bit and just let everybody know we've been around for 32 years, which has been awesome.
You know how that 32 years is a long time in the restaurant business today.
Yes, it is.
You know, places going in, going out, going in.
Seen a lot of restaurants come and go, and a lot of people come and go for 32 years.
I saw the picture with your mom out front. That was cool, man. That was really cool. Yes. I love that family stuff. Does your mom miss it at all?
She does. She misses the people, but the everyday restaurant, I mean, it got a little old with her. But
she doesn't miss that, does she?
No.
No. All right. So tell us about yourself. How the restaurant tell us about your family, how the restaurant got started, and who started all that stuff.
Well, my mother's father started a restaurant upstate New York back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of just
that's old school Italian.
Yes, old school Italian, and then kind of my father met my father in New York, and my mother and father got together, and they moved down here to Texas. And after a while, my dad works at TXU. He's retired now, and they moved down here. And soon did they realize there's no real Italian restaurants, so it became a dream. They saw a church building on White Settlement Road, and they thought, okay, let's open up a restaurant right here.
So the church the church was broke or gone or whatever?
The church is an abandoned building. It was the first Baptist church of White Settlement, I believe.
Is it just abandoned?
It was abandoned, sitting there, and
I guess people weren't given.
No, they were not. They were not.
Oh, wait. Either somebody was given and somebody was taken, or nobody was given so nobody could take.
Yes. So that started there, and they remodeled the church into a restaurant, and the rest
neat.
The rest is history. I mean, you know, my father's 100% Italian. He comes from Calabria, Italy, and my mother was from upstate New York, and her family is from Italy as well. Yeah,
I would think so, being from upstate New York.
Yes,
yeah, that's where most of those people came from.
Yes,
that's awesome, though.
Yes, so that's kind of a little bit of background and how we ended up opening up. I mean, there was nothing around us off of 820 when my mother and father first opened up the restaurant. Yeah. It was a dirt road.
Well, you've been there 32 years. You know what that tells me? That tells me the building that you got was blessed. So
yes.
That was great they got a church, right?
Yes, yes.
You know, there's one other place in Fort Worth, that's got a church. and that is the Blue Bonnet Bakery. They took that church. Have you seen that?
No, I did not know that.
They took the old church off Canton Bowie, made a beautiful, after all the stained glass windows, just re-cleaned them and everything. It's a beautiful building.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. But yes,
Yeah.
and ours was a portable building. From what I heard, it might have been a building that was taken off. I mean, I don't know the exact history.
Don't tell me it's a church on wheels,
No,
baby.
I think it was a portable building that was that was brought in there because part of our dining room is pier and beam. So,
but is that the same building? No, you've done work on it because you added.
Yeah,
some
we've
stuff.
done a lot of stuff to it. Yes, over the years.
Okay.
So, I mean, the whole restaurant is not pier and beam, but the dining room is pier and beam.
Right. So you said Calabria, Italy? I know
Yes.
I'm not saying it right.
Calabria.
Calabria. Okay, that's and he came over. How old was he when he came over here?
About 12 years old.
Okay, so he was here a long time then.
Yes.
So, but he had that good deep Italian roots in him.
Yes. Very
That's
much
awesome.
so. Yes. So that's kind of where like all of our sauces and everything are just deep old school Italian dishes.
And the thing about Italy is, I have family that live there, and I've been over there a lot, and I love all the restaurants and the little how everything is so small and family oriented and cozy, and meals are 2-3 hours there. It's amazing. And so when you talk about Italians and that's the way they were in upstate New York for the longest time too.
Oh yeah, it's and times have changed in upstate New York where just the little mom and pop shops don't survive anymore, which is sad.
Yeah.
But my dad in his hometown in Italy, they live in the mountains in Calabria, and small little town, Santa Stretta. I don't probably not even pronouncing it correct. My Italian roots. I'm Texan now.
Italian Texan, baby.
Exactly. So, but he lives in a little small town that's not really modernized, and that's where he lives. He retired about 5-6 years ago. So he lives here 6 months of the year, and in Italy 6 months of the year.
So he still does that.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. How many times you been over there?
I've been there once.
Once. It's a long haul, isn't it?
It's a long haul, and I'm like I said, I'm an American now, and I'm an American, and I like the things that we have here, and it's totally different over there.
Way different. And my other half lives there. They live here. They live over there. They have houses there, and then they come back and forth. 4 of them do all year long. So I mean, it's a hell of a ride. My dad goes twice a year, but it's tough. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, well, he lives there 6 months a year. He remodeled my grandmother's or his house that he grew up in. So when he retired, so it's so that's what he does for 6 months. But he seems to come here when it's snowing over there.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny.
He's figured it out. It's too cold there.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? All right, so Mancuso's is about 32 years old, right?
Yes.
So tell us all the recipes that y'all have all old school family recipes, correct?
Yes.
Y'all aren't any kind of Italian fusion because there are all kinds of restaurants with infusion today. Y'all are just good old school classical Italian.
Yes, sir.
I know that. How many times I've been there chowing down?
I know. Yes. Yes.
I'll tell you, one of the things I love is those. I just talked about them a while ago. Those fried cheese stuffed ravioli that y'all make.
Yes.
Come out, GBD, baby. Golden brown, delicious every time, man. I let Janet taste one of those. She took a bite. She's like, oh, my God.
Yes. Something simple and just,
How do y'all start and finish? How do you make those? You make everything there. So how do you do that? What do you do?
We start with the pasta sheet.
Sure.
And then we form it. We fill it with the cheese. And then inside the breading, we put a little jalapeno inside of it. So you get a little bit of pop to it.
A little bit. Yeah, it's really good. Is that a popular menu item?
It is. It's one of that. We added calamari about 6 months ago, so calamari has become.
I love calamari.
Yes. Nothing like fresh calamari.
It's not. It's not, is it?
Yes, it's phenomenal.
So let's go through your menu real quick. You've got. Let's just start appetizers. You've got some staples. What's your staple appetizer?
Of the appetizers, probably the old school, the antipasta platter.
Yeah, antipasta.
That's one of the things that probably majority of the tables get when they come in. It's a little bit of olives and provolone cheese and salami. Just a little mix. Get you started off.
I'm getting hungry. I should have told you to bring some food.
I know, right?
All right. So I also too real quick. we're gonna bounce back and forth because I'm ADD, so we're gonna bounce back and forth a little bit. When did you start getting interested in the restaurant?
I started there when my parents first opened it up. I was about 7 years old, and I started dishwashing and picking up the parking lot, and just kind of introduced myself. And by 12 years old, I was cooking and running the line. And about 15 years old, I was doing everything.
Slinging everything.
everything, and started learning the front of the house at that point,
Right.
and just kind of got my hands dirty and just kind of learned the whole business.
So you did pretty much what anybody do. You learned the back of the house first and went to the front of the house.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
And then
Did you learn all the recipes by heart when you were back there doing
yes,
that?
I mean it stayed in. Yeah, do it this way.
Even when you're out there sipping a little, what do you drink? Whiskey or vodka when you drink?
I drink whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah,
Yes.
okay. So you obviously you can't forget the recipes. They're burned in the old brain, right?
Exactly. It's the same thing, and that's the one thing about us for the 32 years is that everything is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like it when you come in one time, it's going to taste like that every time.
I will attest to that. You did definitely consistency, but that's the key nowadays in restaurants. We talked about that a while ago.
Oh, absolutely.
About how restaurants have just kind of come and go, the consistency and changing menus and ups and downs, and plus it's hard to get help.
Yeah, that too. And I've been blessed to have some really good help over the years. And and that's the thing. You have to oversee your cooks that are there to make sure everything's still being done the way
they
that they're.
follow that recipe.
It is, because there's so many shortcuts that can be done.
Oh, let me tell you. My family had restaurants for 100 years, and Dad implemented. We had like 5 different at that time. We had a couple of full service. We had 4 different fast food restaurant concepts, and we decided in West Texas he wanted to add biscuits, homemade biscuits, and baked potato bars. Something that simple. Everybody wanted to put their own spin on a biscuit. A little more salt, a little more this, a little more that. And after going and trying it after about 3 months, we scrapped it because nobody would follow the They all want to do their own thing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And consistency is what's important.
Very important this day.
You got to be there and be on top of it, like we talked about a while ago.
Yes, absolutely, you do. And I mean, just so much, and so many restaurants this day and age have like cut cost, product wise. I mean, those are key ingredients. So you can't make that great meat sauce without the great
meat.
Yes, exactly. You can't just buy, just bottom the line stuff. If you want to, this day and age, a lot of restaurants have come a long ways out there, and everybody has a chef and everybody's doing great things. But I mean, you have to have the great quality, the great products to go behind it as well.
Consistency. So at 15, so you moved out front, you learned that.
Yes.
Okay, and then did you stick with that, or did you go off and do something else, or what did you do?
I was working there in the kitchen on the weekends,
right.
And then I dabbled in the mortgage business for a little bit.
Oh, the old mortgage business. Oh, I bet that was just lovely.
That was
There's
really
a bunch
good.
of thieves and crooks in there too.
And I started off in collections.
Oh my God!
There's nothing like an Italian collecting money for a mortgage.
Oh my God, what was that like?
It was pretty fun. It was a good time.
So did you hone how to, when you called somebody, you were calling people asking for money, right?
Yes, I was calling people asking for money and telling them that if you didn't pay, this is what happened. And of course the laws and everything have changed now.
You could really harass them back then.
You couldn't even say anything. You can't even say anything now.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't know how to do it. I would probably be in trouble. So
sure.
But back then, we did that, so it worked out. It was collecting on somebody's house, so it wasn't that bad. So I did that for a few years, and then I started originating mortgages, and that's when the mortgage boom was really going.
Yeah.
And I tried that for a little while, and things. My passion is in the restaurant industry.
Sure.
I mean, the money was there, and that was great in the mortgage business.
Yeah.
Back in the day when all those loans were being wrote, I was writing them too.
But it's not always about the money, is it?
It's not always
Nope.
about the money. If
Nope.
you don't enjoy what you do, and
Nope.
I mean, with me right now, I mean, I enjoy every day.
That's why I do what I do. I'm passionate about bringing food, how good it is to people, and the chefs that create it, and the restaurants that house it and host it. Man, that's why I do what I do. So I understand about passion.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I did this 5 years. There wasn't any money. I was spending money to do it. Spending money for everything, and I do it because I love it. Just same thing in the restaurant business. A lot of these guys out here, these chefs and cooks, they don't make hardly anything. They work 80 hours a week. They don't make a lot of money.
No, and when you put it at the end, it's like, man, I did this for this. I mean, and you can't do it for that.
10 cents an hour. So if you want to figure it out, I mean, not that bad, but
No,
what I mean.
but it's not as good as everybody thinks it is.
No, everybody thinks that. They also think it's easy.
No, and it's far from it. I mean, the days start early and the nights are late.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. I mean, they don't stop.
That's
so.
right. It's kind of like, you see those people punching clocks. That's not the old school punching clocks. That's not what it's like. We're in the restaurant business. There is no clock.
No, it doesn't end. It
No, it
never
doesn't.
ends. I mean, and that's the part I love that. I love, taking care of the customer and making sure everything is correct. And, employees, that's another thing too, just having that. I have, 15, 16 employees, full-time and part-time, just that I have that responsibility of taking
Sure.
care of, 15 to 16 families.
They're always looking at you.
Exactly.
Where's my money?
Exactly. That's always how it is.
I want
man.
it, boss man.
Yes, exactly. Well, man,
We're gonna go out back.
yeah, I mean, it's the trickle down effect of taking care of people's families, because not
Sure.
only are you taking care of them, but they're taking care of their kids, and you have your family to take care of. So there's just so many
Yeah.
things that that comes with the responsibility of running a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. So you left the mortgage business, obviously, and then went back to the restaurant business.
I went back in the restaurant business, and
Tell me, how'd that go with you? What was that in your mind? What was a conversation that you told yourself? Did you talk to your mom about it? How'd it work?
This is really what happened. So my son, my oldest son, he'd passed away of cancer, and
I'm sorry, I didn't know that, Michael.
It's okay.
You and I never talked about that.
no, we have not, and I don't
Okay.
talk about it very much, and let people know.
Sorry about that.
And it's okay, and I don't mind, because it's an
Okay.
honor when somebody comes up to me and mentions him. But during the time, I was in the mortgage business, and
Sure.
we were going through all these different changes. And at that time, my mother said, what are we gonna do? And that's when I decided to go back into the restaurant business.
Okay.
And that kind of just
So it was a life-changing event that made you go back to the
it
restaurant
was a
business.
life-changing event that made me go
Truthfully.
back in there. Yes, very much so. And then, during that point too, it was my mom and me, two Italians trying to run a business.
Yeah.
Yes. So we had to have that conversation that was, either you're all the way in or you're all the way out.
Yeah.
And we got to the point where, because, being where we're at, we've had numerous people, try to buy our property over the years.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And we're not trying to do that in any way, trying to
Right.
sell the land or anything. So we had the point where, where do you put more money back into the restaurant, or do you sell it now?
Right.
Or, what are you going to do?
You have to make that commitment.
You did. And that's one of the things that at that point I decided, well, that's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to run the restaurant, and you're going to be all the way out, and I'm going to see the day-to-day operation. So from that point, so there's running the front of the house, and there's running
Right.
the back of the house. But
Right.
then there's the whole financial
Right.
situation.
There's the whole merry-go-round.
Yes. And
Horses going up and down and everything.
Yes. So, and most people in restaurants, if you're a chef, you have people that do this, or
Right.
if you're an owner, you have people that do this and this. But when you're an owner chef, and now you're running the front of the house and you're taking care of everything,
Right.
that's when it really got going. So
Yeah.
I've been doing that for about 15 years, the day-to-day operations of running the restaurant. So
And you still learn stuff every day, don't you?
every single day.
Every single day, baby.
I'm taking it in. You have to.
Yeah.
Some of your learning things cost you money. I will tell you that. I've made and lost a lot of money in the restaurant business.
But in your opinion, you really can't learn unless it costs you the money in the pocketbook. In my opinion,
You're absolutely correct.
You can go to any culinary school you want to. You can go to anything you want, do anything you want to do. But if you own a business, when it gets you in the pocketbook, you really take notice.
Oh, absolutely, and you know that. I mean and I learned that very quickly.
Yeah.
I've done some stuff, and I'm like, man, what the heck did I do that for?
That was a bad decision.
Man, it sounded good.
I make them all the time.
Yes.
Just have to dig myself out.
Yes, I mean, and I live the restaurant business. So I'm the guy that I'm sitting there at nighttime. I mean, I can't even go to sleep because I'm thinking about the next day or what I'm getting ready to do.
Let's talk about that a minute. So let's start with that a minute. Since you just touched on something I wanted to. A lot of people think to own a restaurant, like we said earlier, is easy. It's not easy. Both of us being in the restaurant business, explain to somebody what goes through your mind when you never turn off. So when you leave work, what do you think about it? Even when you're at your kids' baseball, what do you think about?
I'm just nonstop, what am I working on, or this job, or this bid that just came through, or this catering job that came through, or this customer's texting me that they need something, or it just never stops, or what am I getting ready to do, or what am I getting ready to fix on the building? How am I going to pay this person? How am I going to do this? It just never stops. So I sit there at the end of the night, and, and I'm laying in my bed, and that's just, one thing. And then, of course, I keep my iPad right next to my bed. So in the middle of the night, I come up with this idea, and then, of course, I'm on my iPad just
Right. That's how you do it, though.
Exactly. And then 2-3 hours later, either I came up with something brilliant, or I just wasted 2 or 3 hours coming up with something.
But that's how it is. That's how great ideas are born.
Yes, exactly.
And that makes you a true entrepreneur the way you do that, because you write. I write stuff down all the time. As a matter of fact, I have my girlfriend put some stuff upstairs with a pen in bed, because I jump up, like last night I was watching a TV program on the Food Channel, Food Network,
Mm-hmm.
and because I scour all that stuff every day. This business, you've got to keep up. I mean, it changes.
Always.
Now like because social media stuff, it changes all the time. So I jumped up right quick. I paused that. You can pause that thing. I got up and wrote those notes on that pad. And if I hadn't had that there, and some people you can do it on your phone, but for me, it's easier to jump up and write on a pad than it is to try to get up, get my glasses, get my phone, and turn it. I can't. I'm not tech suave.
I understand that.
Suave, whatever you call it, suave, whatever you call it. So that's great that you do that, though.
Yes, it never stops. I mean, 24/7. Just even to come to the show this morning. Just to get here this morning, there's 100 things that I had to do just to be able to get here this morning.
Are you driving that sexy Mancuso van?
I
am. This guy drives a van around town with his name splattered on the side of it. Hope you don't make anybody mad.
No, I learned that you have to drive the speed limit and you can't cut nobody off when you drive your logo on your vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, well, listen, they called the ranch one. Listen, you're going to love this, man. So I was driving down, I was driving, I had a load of horses with me, and I never forget this. I was driving, I was humping. I was in my truck or my trailer, and I was running about, I don't know, probably 80 miles an hour and 75, 80 miles an hour, and I moved over to pass somebody, and they thought I got too close, and they called the ranch. And then the ranch called me the phone number, and I called them back. They didn't know it was the owner, one of the owners of the ranch. Boy, that was a funny phone call. They unloaded on me, man.
So, I had the same thing happen to me.
Did you? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, they said I was zooming in and out of traffic, but to get over on my exit, sometimes there's a lot of traffic. So sometimes you just put your blinker on and kind of go. But they said I cut them off. And I'm sorry, cars were going.
I'm sorry. I'll tell the boss.
Yeah, and of course I didn't tell him who that was. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
I was like, it was me.
but it's great for advertising now.
Oh, absolutely.
Who did your wrap? It looks great, man.
Goodness gracious. I don't know off the top of my head. I wish I could throw it out
all right.
there.
We don't need to give many free advertising.
I know,
anywhere.
right?
You can find wraps anywhere. All you do is Google it.
Exactly.
We talked about. Okay, you've been in the restaurant business, but we talked about before the show. We talked about being. I want to touch on this. We talked about being in the back of the house, being in the front of the house, being the restaurant owner, overseeing the kitchen operations, overseeing the catering operations, overseeing everything being shut down, opened up every day, opening, closing, products in the cooler, products being ordered, products being in rotation. So that right there, and you and I talked about, and now we're talking about promotions on your van. So you do it all. You do advertising, you do everything for your restaurant.
Everything. So it's a lot to take in.
And that's why I say people think it's easy. I like to hit on this about everything that's involved when you own a restaurant.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna take it a step further. So I get all of my truck drivers that deliver product. I get all their phone numbers. Right. So whenever they're bringing in the order, I know exactly what time they're coming. So I get a text message from those guys saying, hey, make sure the window. So I want to make sure that I'm specifically there at the time that their truck is coming, especially these big trucks. I want to see the product that comes in, personally, because I want to see it. Yeah. And those are just a part of just how we get food to the table. I want to make sure I'm going to inspect it. I'll send trucks back. I mean, I've done it. And
this is what I take about now. And this is, listen up if you're listening. This is what I know. People have to know their suppliers, their farmers, their ranchers, where they come from, everything nowadays, because you don't want to be getting from somebody as big you don't know and what's going on with your product.
Oh, absolutely.
Of any source, whether it be a small product or big product, you want to know where it's coming from.
Absolutely. I watch it every day. I mean, I've seen trucks come in I've looked in trucks in the back of their trucks, and I said, send the whole truck back. I said, I'm not taking this truck today. I was like, why? I said, look, everything is just damaged. You guys didn't tie down nothing, and I'm not going to sit there and take stuff like that, So I'll send the whole truck back.
It's just a bad deal. It's bad business.
It is bad business,
And and where does it all start? It starts from right there. Mm-hmm. And if it's bad there, it's going to be bad when it gets to the table.
Exactly, and you have to fix that before. So that's what I was trying to, explain to you or explain to everybody that's out there listening that, hey, it's a lot that goes into just getting a truck in, the food, your product, and then you got to know. I can tell you where everything in my restaurant comes from. Every single item that's in there.
Yeah, and you and I touched on this too, and I touched on this with everybody that's here. I touched on about knowing your products and knowing everything. I think, in my opinion, I pretty much talk about this every show, that when you send something to a table, you want to know where every single thing came from the farm or ranch, from the warehouse to the table, from the chef that made it, how he made it. And if you're an absentee owner or an absentee manager, you don't know that.
You can't tell.
You can't tell.
You're absolutely correct.
any business that has a person that has a vested interest in that restaurant or that bar or whatever it is serving food or drinks, if you're not there, you don't know. You could be watching a camera. It may help you, but you don't have a feeling for actually what's going on in that place of business.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's why you're so in tune to it.
Exactly. You know, and like I said, you know, I've always hasn't been perfect, and, you know, I've learned a lot through this whole process.
yeah.
And now I know, you know, and, you know, you take a step back and then you're like, oh, goodness gracious, and all kinds of stuff goes wrong.
Well, you know what's funny in a restaurant or any business, but in restaurants and in bars in general, if one thing goes wrong at the beginning, it's a snowball effect.
It happens, yes.
Oh, boy.
And it happens very fast too.
Very fast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's if you start with a bad product in the kitchen, then the customer's going to get a bad product. It's just a bad deal.
It is. It is.
Bad situation.
You are absolutely right.
Bad situation. So tell me what your most challenging. Oh, hang on. Actually, we're going to do that in a second. We're fixing to go to a break here in a minute. And after we come back after my break, of course, you know, because we got to pay the bills because we're capitalists around here, and Patrick and Ron want to get stuff paid. So we're going to go to a break. Listen to this advertisement. We'll be back, and we're going to talk to Mancuso some little more. See you.
We're just like being at Grandma's house for dinner, without all the guilt.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone, RIDUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism,
Yes,
so you're
it does.
burning more.
Yeah, it
Try
does.
it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com, RIDUzone.com. Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
Now,
really is cool.
a company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called Riduzone, RIDUzone.com, RIDUzone.com. It's Brad's worked. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to Riduzone.com and try today. You're going to love it. Riduzone.com. Remember that, RIDUzone.com.
And here we are. We're back again. They're going to trust me for another 30 minutes on this crazy network, Spoony. Listen, if y'all have not looked up Spoony, go to Spoony.com or at Spoony. We're on everything. We're on all social media. And I advise you to go to Spoony and check out. We got a lot of cool shows. Not only my fantastic, incredible show, but there's lots of other shows we have out there for y'all to watch and listen to. So hook up on Spoony. But also, too, I want you to go to TreyChapman.com. I have a lot of stuff that you can find there. Or you can just Google Trace Chowdown. We're all over. You can watch us on YouTube as well. So we're back in studio now with the handsome chef and owner of restaurant Mancuso's in West Fort Worth, Texas. So, Michael, we're back. Are you ready, buddy?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Good. We're really glad to have you here.
Well, thank you.
All right, so I do want to talk to you about the menu. So when you started talking about a while ago, I got sidetracked. I wanted to learn about your history a little bit first. So let's talk about the menu. So we talked about your appetizer, and you told me one more time the antipasto.
Antipasto.
Antipasto. Okay, what was all on that?
The salami, black olives, green olives, provolone cheese, roasted peppers.
Yeah. Oh, I love those roasted peppers.
Yes, and that's one of our more popular dishes on the
and then the calamari, that's popular.
The calamari, since we've added it, and that's there's calamari and then there's real calamari, and you can walk into a restaurant, you can tell really quickly.
If it's not, it's rubbery. If it's rubbery, I mean, it's not good at all.
No, and we get it in fresh, we cut it up, and we batter it right before you order it. So, and that's just like anything you order in the restaurant. I mean, it's made right as you order it.
Yeah. No holding anything. In today's times that won't work anyway.
No,
it ain't gonna work. So you've got the antipasto, then you've got the my favorite, the fried cheese raviolis.
Yes,
and the calamari. But there's one. You have the simplest thing that people take for granted: garlic bread, toasted garlic bread.
Oh, yes.
It is so good.
Absolutely,
it is so good.
It is one of those popular dishes, and then a lot of people get it with our house made meat sauce, and they like to dip that in there to start off.
That one time I had 3 orders. 3 orders. Like a little pig at the trough.
Oh, man.
I was eating it with my hands, but like what fat kid doesn't like to eat with his hands? I love to eat with my hands. I was like, all right. So we got the appetizer. So then you've got, then let's go from there. What else? You've got some other stuff, obviously, on the appetizer. What else you got?
We have some bruschetta.
Yeah. Oh, that's good too.
Yes.
That's fresh.
Yes, fresh bruschetta. We cut that up, right? I mean, everything
is fresh bruschetta.
Yes.
But when it goes in your mouth, it's refreshing.
Yes.
Is that where is that? Do people? I guess if you have to like tomatoes, but do people? Is that a big thing, or is it kind of just an afterthought?
I don't know.
It's so.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's caught on that much over here because you don't see a lot of people talking about it and stuff. So
and there's so many different variations that you can make stuff. Some people make it this way. Some people, you can make it so many different ways. And that's a lot of times when people come in to the restaurant, we explain, well, this is the way we make it here. But yes, there's so many different variations to anything that you make in this world. So a lot of people, sometimes in your perception, you think one thing and they think another thing.
Yeah.
But that's in general about any item.
It is. But it's delicious. I just love bruschetta. I mean, there's not too much Thai food I don't like. All right, so after we get to the appetizers, you've got some classic main entrees. I know that because I did a photo shoot at your place one time.
Yes, you did. Yes,
and it was awesome. So the fish that y'all have there.
Yes, it is.
Now capers. No, what's all on the fish? The fried fish.
Our fried fish is a catfish.
Catfish. But hang on, let's back up. It's super fresh.
Yes.
It's super light.
Yes.
It's super white.
Yes.
It's crispy. It's cooked perfect. It's on a beautiful. Is that a pewter platter? What is that platter you put it on?
It's a steel platter.
Steel platter. Beautiful. The presentation's nice. So what's all in it?
So this dish originated from upstate New York when
I didn't know that.
My grandfather's recipe, he used cod in upstate New York for his restaurant and breaded it with Italian-style breadcrumbs and fried it. So when my mother came down here, she goes, well, a lot of people don't know what cod is here, so let's go ahead and use catfish. And it has been a #1 seller since then.
Yeah.
Just fresh farm-raised catfish, and it's a simple dish. We just bread it with Italian-style breadcrumbs and fry it, serve it with a side of pasta, and we serve it on a steel fish plate.
Yeah. But the presentation's neat. But here's the thing. Lots of people in the restaurant business screw up the most simplest dishes, right?
Yeah. Very much so.
Right?
There is very much so. I mean,
I don't know how they do, but it just poor execution, obviously. But that dish is phenomenal. And as a matter of fact, the first time when we weren't even at the restaurant, we were somewhere talking, and I was asking you, what your favorite dishes were, and you told me, I was like, man, I don't know about that dish. To myself, I don't know. But boy, when it came out and I tried it, it was like, because you brought out 4 or 5 things for me to try that, and boy, man, it was delicious.
Well, who goes to the Italian restaurant to eat a fish fry?
I know, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But and of course, with Lent, we're going to sell a lot of fish over the next few weeks.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yes, so that's one of the things that we work on to make sure that the customers come in and.
But it's good and it's consistent because back to what we talked about. First of all, it's your passion for serving your customers. Your passion. Second of all, knowing your farmer, your rancher, where you got your fish from, where your fish comes from.
Absolutely.
Start to finish.
Absolutely. So that's a good thing.
Farm to table.
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. All right, so we got that dish. And what's the next dish?
Our lasagna.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That picture I took is done. It's got so many.
Yes.
I bet that picture's had 10,000 likes. That picture is I had one guy. more than one guy, but I had one guy put his whole orientation about how thanks a lot he was at work and he'd been trying to eat his phone for 5 minutes over that picture.
Well, thank you very much for that picture on the site, because we do get a lot of people that have mentioned that picture on your site. So yes, it's a very good picture, well presentation.
It's beautiful, but it's all lighting, you know. But first of all, it's your presentation, you made it, but it's just lighting, and then it's a whole combination of things. But so tell me how that dish is made, start to finish, how it's made.
Well, we make the pasta sheets, and we start. Well, of course, let me restart. We start making the meat sauce. Right. That has to be started first, and
you make that fresh every day.
Yes,
early in the morning.
Yes, early in the morning. So we start making the meat sauce, and then once that's made, we start making our pasta sheets for that. We start grating our cheese, start mixing the ricotta together, and then we assemble line, because we make a lot of lasagnas.
Right.
And then we just layer them with we use a provolone cheese, Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese.
Oh my God, it's so good.
And
it just drips with deliciousness.
Yes, it does. So to make lasagna, it's a long process, because you got to have the meat sauce first. And
so hang on. So you have to actually make the meat sauce first, because I know everything in the world about the restaurant business, literally everything, except I'm not a chef, so I don't know how to how do you construct things. I have it in my mind. But so you make the sauce. The sauce has to be made first, obviously. Or didn't you make the pasta?
The pasta sheets, yes. So we make our pasta sheets after that.
Okay.
So when that's all going on at the same time, so then it just all gets assembled. So we get everything kind of done up. The cheese is getting grated, and as soon as that's all together, then we start the
process.
Yes.
The construction process.
Yes, the conveyor belt, however you want to put it together, because we make a lot of lasagnas.
The human conveyor belt. Yes. Yeah, there's no conveyor belts. Humans.
Exactly. A lot of arms going like this and throwing cheese. And
the Italian conveyor belt.
There we go. You're making new words now.
That's right. Yeah. I had any whiskey yet. Okay, so you do that. Then how long do you put it together? Then how long does it take to cook?
It takes about an hour and a half.
I know it took that long.
Yeah, about an hour and a half. Get the cheese real melted, and
And do you stage those? Do you stage those out during the night? How do you do that? Because it's always fresh every time.
Yes. Well, so we start in the mornings every day. So we start making the meat sauce, and then we'll start making how many lasagna orders we have for that day. So we make enough lasagna that we'll have it ready, prepared for that. Because you can't
cook it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can't just throw lasagna out on the table in 2 seconds. It's a little process that takes it to get it to the restaurant.
But every time I've had it, I'm going to say at least 5 or 6 times, maybe more. It's always been exactly the same. Exactly the same flavor.
Thank you very much. And that's what we strive to do at the restaurant, is to make sure it's that way. And, with my cooks and everybody's back there, I mean, I'm back there watching every single thing. I mean, every day, we got it down. We got it down to a science back there.
I won't use my term that I've got. It takes you to the flavor rodeo, baby. That's what it does. It does.
Nice.
It's really awesome. I mean, that's just, hell, Guy, for everybody's got their little saying. So I've got my own.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then you cook it, and then so that lasagna is that your most popular item?
One of the most popular. Yes. Anything with our meat sauce on it, I mean, that's our signature. So once you put, I mean, we sell so much of the spaghetti with meat sauce, meatballs, the lasagna, it's all coming with the meat sauce on it. So I mean,
glad you said meatballs.
I know, I did.
Okay, so we got that fish. What's the fish dish called?
It's called our Italian style fish fry.
Italian style fish fry. I like that name, fish fry. Fish fry implies you're going to get a whole lot of fish, which you do get. It's a big.
Yes.
Does everybody always finish that whole dish?
They do, and it comes with a side of pasta too. Yeah. So I mean, it's a 7 to 9 ounce fillet, and then you're getting a side of pasta too with it. So it's a good amount of food.
Yeah. So then you got the lasagna, and then what's the third one? The meatballs.
Spaghetti with meatballs. Yeah.
How do you prepare your meatballs? How do you start to finish? You use fresh meat, obviously. You start.
We
with
use an 80-20. Ground beef
blend.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
you have to use the 80-20 because you want the flavor from the fat.
I do.
Correct?
We need the fat in it. Yeah. So and then we bake those.
Right.
And then I mean, just a combination of just
blood, sweat, and tears, baby.
Pretty much, and a lot of family recipes.
Yeah.
And a lot of this.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. You got to make them by hand.
Yes.
You got to make them balls by hand.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, how many of those do you make on the weekends?
Man, we probably sell about 500, 600, 700. I mean, from the weekends.
Lanta.
Yeah, we sell a lot of meatballs.
I could say something. I'm just not going to say it. Michael, you've touched a lot of balls in your day. I'm sorry, man. I had to lead into it. I couldn't help it. Oh, my gosh. That's fantastic, though. Now, inside the meatball, there's obviously some. You don't have to tell me what kind, obviously, but you have some flavor blends in there because they're real flavorful.
Yes, I mean, like the common things that go into meatballs, is your breadcrumbs and your Parmesan cheese and your Romano cheese. So it's just a blend of different things and different spices that you put together.
Yeah, but they sure are good.
Well, thank you very much. And I mean, most of that, just most of the things this day and age is just using fresh products. I mean, fresh ground beef.
Here we go.
I mean,
fresh. You got to have passion put together, though.
Exactly. You do. That too. But I mean, a lot of times if you're just using something fresh, a lot of times you're going to get a product.
A whole different perspective, right? A whole different player file, everything. When somebody bites something, and you know what's funny? With social media nowadays, I think everybody can really tell if a dish is fresh or not.
Yes.
So someone's trying to reheat stuff for the next day is not going to work.
No, not at all.
It's just not going to happen.
Nope, you're correct.
So on that, after your meatballs, what else? What would be next?
Probably start going in the chicken Alfredo.
Oh,
yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Bad boy.
Yes.
Okay, so how's that made? That's got your Alfredo sauce.
We do have the Alfredo sauce,
which I always ask for extra.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we start with we making the Alfredo sauce, and as we're making the Alfredo sauce per the order, we put we start grilling the chicken right on the grill. So I mean, your food is it's straight from we cut the chicken, we marinate it, and we throw it right on the grill. So when you order a chicken Alfredo with me, your chicken goes directly onto the grill.
Right. It's made. Every order's made fresh. Every specific order's made fresh.
Every order's made fresh. So on your chicken Alfredo, you can add bell peppers, onions, and mushrooms. So a lot of times, or some people just want mushrooms, or some people just want onions. All that's being made all at once. So your order is custom made for you every time you come in. Yes.
Mushrooms, has mushrooms caught on in the United States like they have overseas?
Man, you know what we do? We sell a lot of mushrooms. On our marsalas, our shrimp scampies, and shrimp alfredos. We sell a lot of mushrooms. We sell fried mushrooms. So it's
wait. I haven't had that.
Yes.
When did you start fried mushrooms?
We've had that a long time.
I never saw that. Hey, you got a big menu though. It's pretty big for today's times.
Got you. Well, you get the fried raviolis every time you come in.
No, because normally I don't. Normally, you know how I am. Normally I try. I go places and I try something new every time. That's just my job.
Yes.
That's what I do. Plus, I just love to do it. But for some reason, I gravitate towards those dead gum fried raviolis. I try to leave and they pull me back in. All right. So then after that dish, what else you got? What's the next dish?
You're looking at our shrimp dishes. So a shrimp scampi or the shrimp Alfredo. And we got some really good shrimp that we use in there. And
Alfredo. There's that Alfredo word again.
Yes, and one of us thing we peel and pull the tails off. I'm just real picky on some of the things that I put out. I can't stand when you go to a restaurant and you're eating a pasta dish, you're dressed all up, and you got to pull the tails off of your shrimp or something like that. So just little things like that I try to do to try to help the process of making it easier for the customer when they
details.
Come in. Yes, very much so.
You know what that is, don't you? When you pull the head, that's passion. Here we go again with the word passion.
Yes, and from everything to from the time that it goes out of the kitchen to the time it goes to the table. It's an eye, and sometimes it's a curse, sometimes it's a blessing. I don't know.
Well, what is your absolute favorite dish for you to make? Even if it's not there, what's your absolute favorite dish for Michael Mancuso to make?
Man, you know what? On my catering side of my menus, I like making fajitas.
Do you?
Yes,
I love fajitas.
A good, nice, thick cut of beef
juicy.
skirt. Yes. And I like to make fajitas live, and I do a lot of personal chefing, and we do a lot of the cooking fajitas live at people's houses.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have a badass outdoor kitchen?
I do.
Yeah, that's right. Don't you at home?
I do.
Yeah.
I have an industrial kitchen at home.
Yeah, you do outside.
Yes.
You never invited me over there. You just keep telling me about it.
Okay. I'm going to put you on the list.
Put me on the VIP list.
Yes.
Do you marinate your fajitas?
I do. I soak them, and they soak for about a day before they're ready to go.
Oh, wow.
So
they marinate for a day.
Yes. So that's just something, on my catering side. The catering business grew, and I know a lot of people are like, well, you own an Italian restaurant. How do you do this? I was like, well, the catering business grew because what we did so well. People are like, well, we can't eat Italian food every day.
Right.
And then I started bringing in different items, and, you know, we started doing fried chicken. We started doing this on the catering side. Now you can't get any of this in the restaurant.
No, you can't. But you expand your catering business. So I have to understand. I have to tell people real quick. You basically have two businesses. You have the restaurant and you have a catering business.
Correct.
The catering business is totally separate from the restaurant operations because it's a lot. You can get a lot of different menu items, which a lot of restaurants do that nowadays to help offset the cost.
Absolutely.
So you do that for that reason, and so your catering menu is gonna be different than your restaurant menu.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, we have people call all the time. It's like, man, we heard your fried chicken is the best fried chicken in the world. It's like, well, it's not on my menu. I said it's on my catering menu.
Yeah.
So, but we have our banquet room that seats 70 people, and what I will do is with my banquet room, whenever they're doing banquet style dinners back there, I'll let them do something different on my catering menu. But on the everyday business, it's Italian food in the restaurant
So fajitas, I love fajitas. So if you're not at work and if you're not, well, that's a dumb question. We already talked about this. So, yeah. Okay, let's just say you've left work. You're not in the kitchen at Mancuso's, and you're running somewhere. What's your favorite thing to eat? Like, let me give you a funny example because been using example for 2 months now because John Teaser just put it up on his Facebook. He said, asking me, he said he likes frozen pizza. If you're on the go, or if you're at home, and you don't want to mess with anything, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Man, I'm a snacker.
Are you a snacker?
Yeah, I'm a snacker. I snack all day long.
Do you?
Like, I guess, man, I don't know. I just guess I'm trying to think of something specific,
I'm a snacker.
I like, pick at this and pick at that. It's just been one of my things. But yeah,
I understand that. Yeah. So, okay, I have this question for you, and I've never asked you this before, but what has been the most life-changing event in the restaurant for you? Like, what's the thing that happened most in your restaurant that you overcame, the most situations that you overcame that you learned from?
Just because you're open doesn't mean business is going to come in the doors.
Yeah.
And, we've, for 32 years, it hasn't always been, it's been a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And to sit there sometimes when you sit there, like I was telling you, I take care of 16 families.
Right.
And, when business slows down, sometimes you get worried. So, there was some time where we were slowing down a few years back, and it got.
I remember that.
Yes.
You and I talked about it.
I had lost a big contract, and
I remember that.
Yes.
That's right. It was gravy at that time. All of a sudden, bam! It took it away from you.
Exactly, and that's when things started changing. Where I had to kind of figure out how I can make this work. And when that happened, my back was against the wall. Of course, I don't want to cut nobody. I want to make sure everybody, I'm not cutting pay. I'm not cutting hours. I want to keep everybody on staff. And that's the one thing working for me.
Loyalty.
Yes.
You know what that is, right?
I do know what that is.
That's passion for your employees and your business. Go ahead.
Yes. And so, that was the most important part. So, there was a time where I was taking out some loans just to be able to, float myself.
Did you sell your car too or something?
Yes.
Yeah, you said you had a real nice car you sold.
I sold my
Whatever
car.
it took, you did.
Whatever it took. So, my back was against the wall, and I had to do what I had to do to be able. And now I look back at that situation. I'm glad I did what I did. And, now we're in a better position than I was at that time. But, those are the type of things, I'd rather get rid of a car, get rid of this or that than cut, 2 or 3 guys or cut pay because you have to do that.
Goes to show your character.
I mean,
a lot of people don't have it nowadays. A lot of people are more worried about more themselves than they do anything else.
Oh, absolutely, and that's me all day long. When you come and work for me, it's a totally different atmosphere, totally different than any other job you'll ever work at.
Okay, so let's shift gears a minute. So, what has been your most fun thing and favorite thing to do in the restaurant?
Man, to see people when they come in the doors and you give them that smile, and just when they leave and they just had a most wonderful experience for dinner. I try to make my rounds and shake everybody's hand that comes in the restaurant or thank them. And I do my best part. But whenever you just see that you just gave somebody the dinner and just changed their night, they could be having a bad day and they walked out just on cloud 9. And that right there is it's worth every penny of it's worth everything for me.
On my website and a lot of stuff that I do, I tell our people nothing brings anybody together like a great meal with some drinks and friendship, man. It just does nothing. And you know how many deals have been made over drinks and dinner?
Oh,
and they're not made in boardrooms. They talk about it in boardrooms, but the real deals, the real passionate deals that people that people have a lot of heart and soul in, are made over food. How about the mafia? They were always eating when they made their deals, didn't they?
That's right. The Sopranos. They had
yeah. That poor guy died, didn't he?
He did. He did. His son's getting ready to. They're getting ready to start the show. His son is going to be Tony Soprano.
Oh, that's awesome. They're going to do the show.
There's. I guess it's a new rerun. I don't know all the details. I just heard that his son is going to take place. And
that was a great show.
It was. My family used to get together and eat Sunday dinner and watch The Sopranos.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
That sounds like a cliche, but that's awesome, isn't it?
It was. It was good times.
So, what you have anything new coming up? You're going to do for? Oh, hang on, back up. Okay, I wasn't finished with the catering. My ADD is going crazy on me. So you're doing a thing now called prepackaged meals for people, right?
Fit meals.
Fit meals.
Yes.
Okay. So. Explain that a little bit.
I'll say in the restaurant business, you have a lot of downtime, and of course, between.
No, hang on. Not mine downtime, not work, but downtime in the operational side. Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So you do have some downtime.
Right.
And what I'm trying to do is try to, keep people working and also bring some monies in to be able to make that work.
Sure.
And, anytime a restaurant opens, we open up at 10:30 in the morning every day and we close at 9 on the weekdays.
Right. A lot of hours.
And 10 on the weekends.
Right.
So you have to realize that every single day in every restaurant, it's not going to be slam busy the whole time.
No, can't be.
And so we have some time where, we have some off time for my guys. So what we did is I came up with an idea, these fit meals, they are just, it's a booming thing for people that are healthy.
Yeah. Hang on. Let's explain real quick before you do that. Fit meals are meals that you got this idea from watching TV or talks about or what?
You know what? It's just in the health. I work out at the gym a lot, and a lot of people are promoting.
So do I.
Yeah. So a lot of people are promoting. You eat this, this, and this.
Right.
So I came up with the idea. I make these bowls, and I put in 3/4 cups of brown rice. You get a cup of vegetables, and you get 4 to 6 ounces of protein. So it's all in one little package deal. And we do anything from chicken, ribeye, shrimp.
That's awesome.
And
so it's what do you call them? You just call them?
We call them fit meals.
Fit meals.
Yes. So
that's
I have
a great name.
Yes, and we have a little order form on our website, and it's very simple, very easy process to order, and you order 5 at a time because what we try to do is we try to capture your weekly lunch.
Sure, your weekly lunch. Hey, let's hang on real quick. That Mancuso's is the website, mancusos.com.
Eat at mancusos.com.
Hey, that's clever. Should be shout out at Mancuso's. No, don't take my name. Eat at mancusos.com. If you're in the area and you're local, eat at mancusos.com. You can order fit meals, and that's great. So you make them fresh.
We make them fresh. So we do a lot. We need 24 hours notice just to because some of these days we are making
slammed.
Yes,
because I know you told me you're gotten really busy now. With that.
Yes, it has gone ridiculously busy, and so in the area we're at, there's a lot of restaurants that are fast food restaurants.
Sure.
So there's only a couple sit down places, and there's really nothing healthy in our whole area that we're at. So I came up with the idea. I was like, you know what? I guarantee you there's a market over here for people that want something fresh, that want to eat healthy, but there's nothing over here. So people are driving far away just to be able to get something. So
and they don't know if it's really fresh or what they're ordering. They don't know.
No, they don't
until
know.
they eat it.
Exactly. So and that's where the idea had come from. And we it's been killer since we introduced it. I had been doing it for about 3 years, but with me, a lot of times most of my business just comes from people just telling me, or hey, I need this or I need that.
And it kind of blossoms from there.
And I didn't advertise it, and I advertised a little on Facebook in November, and oh my goodness gracious, I was not ready for it. December is our busy catering season.
Kind of like an atom bomb. Oh, that's right.
So everybody was trying to get. So I was thinking in January everybody start getting healthy, and
right.
And was I wrong? Everybody was like, okay, this is great. We want to eat healthy, and this is great. So then, of course, I thought, okay, I work out at the gym. I think my main audience is going to be people that work out. And it's like, no, I have families coming in buying the fit meals for their whole family now. So what I thought was one market, I didn't even see of how people are trying to get their families to eat healthy too now.
And what just curiosity, what do these things cost? What are you charging for them?
$5 to $8. Very affordable.
That's it, very affordable.
Very affordable to eat fresh.
Can you imagine
and healthy.
getting that and not having to pay gas time to go to lunch? You got to. So let's put this in perspective. You got to go to the store and buy your products for lunch. You got to take it home. You got to buy the stuff to container it in. Then you got to make it. Then you got to haul it to lunch or to the office or to work, or you got to leave, take your car and your gas, go out to lunch.
Absolutely.
At a restaurant, which I'm sure a lot of people do. They're close, but if you're looking for, that's a great idea. It's just a great idea. Just pop it open, and I guess you have the containers they can put in a microwave.
Yes, everything is about a minute and a half, and you have lunch, and it's fresh. It was made that day. when you pick it up.
Fresh and delicious.
Yes,
From Mancuso's.
absolutely.
Okay, so that deal's going great. All right, so on your catering side, we talked about how big your menu is. So if somebody wants to do a catering with you, or let's say, how do you operate your catering deal? You take orders in advance, and you take deposits. How does your catering deal work?
Man, I deal with so many people that 99% of the time I don't take a deposit because I know who they are.
Okay.
Some people I do. We deal with some people that just come and if I don't know or the situation that's coming in, but I sit down with every person and I get their information, because catering is so many different things. To you, catering's one thing. To her, catering's another thing. To him's catering another thing. To me, catering is what is your idea of? So I have to find out what is your idea of catering? Do you want full service? Do you want drop off? Do you want plateware? Do you want this? And we have everything.
And you do it all. You're full.
I have everything. I have the plates, the linens, everything to show up to events. We've done 2,000 people before.
Wow.
I have plateware up to 500. Where when you call me, you don't have to rent the plates and the glasses and all the stuff. Everything is done.
Done right there in house.
Yes, absolutely.
So Mancuso's, if you want a great Italian food, West Fort Worth. If you want catering, Mancuso's, West Fort Worth. If you want prep meals, Mancuso's, West Fort Worth. If you want something to go, West Mancuso's, Fort Worth. And it's eat at Mancuso's.com. Eat@mancusos.com.
Yes.
Michael, I want to thank you so much for coming today, man. I really appreciate it. Man, I love you, brother. You know I do.
I love you too, man. Appreciate all you do for the community as well.
Thank you so much. And I just want you to know that, man, you've made that deal work out there and your back's been against the wall and you take care of your employees, and that's just the character and your passion shows through, and I want everybody to know that. It's important. Right. And if you're going to open up a restaurant and you're listening to this, if it's not passionate enough to you, if you don't have a lot of passion for it, don't do it. Don't do it. Eat@mancusos.com. If you're looking for me, and what we do, Trey'sChowdown.com. Trey's Chowdown on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Tumblr, on pretty much anything. Or you can just Google me, and I'll pop up. I want you to go to Spoony, too. Spoony.com. Look at all our shows. We got some really badass shows on Spoony.com. Check out a lot of food shows, all kinds of stuff. And also, too, I want to thank Patrick and Ron in there. Guys, thank y'all very much. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to do this show. We love it out here. All right, guys, till next Friday, look us up. We'll have the shows posted. You can watch it again. Enjoy your weekend. If you get a chance, thank your farmer or your rancher and hug a chef. Till next Friday, we're out of here. See ya.
This is the only 20